No matter if it's ladybugs, or ladybugs standing in my way, I'll kill, exterminate, squash, I'll carve out a road and continue forward. Wow, what a awesome summoning chant. And it's so good to finally see Super Magiflag ship Magnum Overroad in action. Finally. Hello everyone and welcome to Dueling with Downton, and today let's talk about episode 70 of the Yu-Gi-Oh! Sevens anime series. The introduction of the character known as Nanaho. A rather comedic but also serious episode. One that I enjoyed a lot. So then I want to start off this review by talking about the character of Nanaho, as what we were given / displayed I thought was absolutely brilliant. I love the character in terms of her personality, the way she carries herself and her design. The fact that we got given some information about this character and the lore relating to her family name I thought was truly fascinating. However, despite all of this though, we still have a character that's shrouded in mystery thanks to the ending segment. Now in terms of her family, she does carry the Nanahoshi name, which is explained to be the fact that she's the head of the branch household, which also makes her in turn the cousin of Ranze and Rinosuke. However, that being said though, the branch family is different from the main Nanahoshi family, as the branch family works to create and bring chaos into the world, whereas we have the main Nanahoshi family that Ranze and Rinosuke are from. They work to create and uphold peace within the world. This piece of lore I loved a lot. I found it truly amazing and fascinating, as it could set up a confliction or a clash between the two family households of Nanahoshi. If you pair that with the idea of Nanaho working for someone, then pieced together with speculation, it could lead to an episode in where we see Gakuto, Ranze, Rinosuke versus the Insect Club, as we have the branch family versus the main family, with I guess Gakuto just involved because. The ending segment of the Ladybug mechanical talking to Nanaho, thanking her for a job well done, makes it clear that someone or something is controlling the character of Nanaho, as her eyes look very much like Mimi's eyes did with the shading in episode 44. Of course, in episode 44, we had the President drone taking over Mimi's mind and controlling her. The eyes went slightly darker at top and slightly redder in Mimi's eyes here. You can see the comparison on screen, and it looks the same for Nanaho. Plus, we also got given a brilliant evil grin from Nanaho as she left the scene at the end. Evil grins and faces were something magical in this episode. Overall, the character of Nanaho was presented perfectly in my opinion. I loved the dialogue as it added more of a creepy vibe to her character, saying things like "I'll devour you from the head down" while holding a smile on her face. Her design worked really well with her personality, as she was starting off as this cute, friendly, almost welcoming person, but underneath that persona lies a truly wicked person. Even at one point, she manages to seduce or control Swirly through using some power that's triggered by her eyes changing colour. Now then, ladybugs do hold a toxin within them, in order to protect themselves from smaller animals and other insects. But that toxin that's released isn't harmful or deadly to humans. Now with that in mind, knowing that she is from the branched household that like to bring chaos and disorder to the world, what's not to say that they managed to find a way to give her an ability that allows her to attract or manipulate weak-minded individuals. Overall, the character of Nanaho I thought was presented perfectly. I loved her dialogue as it added more of a creepy vibe to her character, saying things like "I'll devour you from the head down," all while holding a smile on her face. Plus, her design works perfectly with her personality, giving off this cute, friendly and almost welcoming persona but underneath that lies a truly wicked individual. At one point, she manages to seduce/control Swirly through the power of her eyes. Now then, ladybugs do actually have a toxin within them to protect themselves from smaller animals and other insects. However, that toxin is not deadly to us as humans. But knowing that, and the fact that she is from the branch household that like to bring chaos and disorder into the world, was not to say that they managed to create a skill using that sort of guideline and give it to Nanaho, who then uses it through her eyes to control or manipulate, attract weak-minded characters. And the fact that her eyes turn purple of all colours, knowing that purple can be linked with poison. I really find that intriguing, and I wish we can find out more in the future. Ranze even states that even as a child, Nanaho was messing with other people's minds. I really do want to see more from Nanaho in the future, and her voice actress did a fantastic job of voicing her, so brilliant. Now moving along, let's talk about Luke, because he really did surprise me in this episode for 2 reasons. Reason number 1, he made me laugh with that sort of helmet joke. Yeah. And more importantly, number 2, what he did for Yuga in calming him down, preventing Yuga from running away from the duel and running away from his fears, I thought was brilliant. Luke gave Yuga the courage to move forward and face those fears head on. The reason as to why I like this so much is because in the past, we've seen Luke get scared and break down during a duel. But who's the one who's always able to talk him out of that mindset? Well, the answer is Yuga. So seeing the fact that the roles were flipped within this episode shows that Luke can be a very good supportive friend. Even if his imagination is a little bit over the top. But that's a different issue. So Luke in this episode actually gets a thumbs up from me. Surprisingly. So the big revelation turns out that Yuga's fear of ladybugs stems from Nanaho's teasing when they were both very little. It's obvious that in this memory/flashback, it was the fact that Nanaho was acting and just being basically cruel. The poor guy was traumatized, and in a way, his actions in this episode were justified. He built a ladybug extermination road, and honestly, I want to see it go off. Now, I love seeing all of Yuga's reactions within this episode as it gives him more human traits, brings the character a little bit down to earth. As so far he's been this super genius, but show him a little red bug with some black symmetrical dots on it, and it scares him senseless. This I had a good chuckle at, but that opening segment where Yuga dreamed of Nanaho and that flashback memory, was that him once again predicting kind of the future? Or was the machine ladybug that stole some data from his sort of computer, was that influencing Yuga's dreams or memory? What if Nanaho's eyes allow her to influence memories of other people, and that's how she's able to control characters like Swirly, and possibly influence Yuga? We need to know obviously more information about Nanaho's eyes, but I guess that's to come in the future. I imagine Ranze or Rinosuke are going to be the ones to explain that to us, maybe in the next episode or whenever Nanaho returns again. Now, as for Yuga's new maximum, I like the fact that they gave us an explanation, although it was a little bit kind of confusing. Now, did the maximum cards reset blank to ID cards and then turn into Super Magiflag Magnum Overload, or did Vulcan simply just evolve? However, this was all possible thanks to Luke's watch resetting the Gohar systems, using the Polyucifer effect. And you know what, I like the fact that although the whole building shut down, the reset sort of system knew what was causing the shutdown. So that in itself I thought was very bizarre. But at this point, you can just imagine the annoyance on Yuo's face as this was happening. He must be absolutely livid and pulling his hair out at this moment in time. Hearing Yuga screaming and threatening to blow up the building, and then Luke shuts down the entirety of Gohar's systems. How on earth have they all not been fired yet? And what's worse, we've got Roman's cooking episode to come next week. Anyways, this new Maximum looks and was awesome when seeing it in action. I honestly can't wait to start buying packs just to pull this card. Whether it's English or Japanese, I don't care. I want this Maximum. Now, I won't go too much into the effects of this card because it has been out for ages and most of you probably already know what it does. And obviously you saw the episode. But the multiple attacks and piercing damage that those attacks came with helped Yuga overcome and squash those annoying bugs. Overall for me, this episode was brilliant, filled with laughs and mystery, and it makes me want to watch the next one moving forward. Plus, it also gave me one of my new top 10 favourite characters in Nanaho. As for episode 71, looking at the preview, it looks to be something special, as Roman is dueling Mimi, and there's a life or death situation on the line for Mimi's character. If she were to lose and is forced to eat Roman's cooking, well then rest in peace, Mimi. But as for episode 70, I want to hear your thoughts and opinions on this episode in the comment section down below. Let me know all of your thoughts, opinions, theories, anything you like. If I missed something, let me know and we'll have a conversation about it. But with all that being said, I hope you've enjoyed this review. If you did, hit like, comment and subscribe for more content from myself in the future. Have a great day. Alligator, matane, goodbye.